okay, that it takes time for the vision that's on the top and the initiatives that are at the bottom, the grassroots thing, to meet in the middle and to have some kind of structure.
I don't agree.
You don't agree?
No.
I'm all ears.
I think they will meet sometime.
Yeah, they need to meet, otherwise it's useless.
But it's useless anyway.
Yeah.
They will meet because it would have happened anyway,
Yeah.
right? Only it'll happen far too late,
Yeah.
and it'll happen in the most expensive way possible. Instead, the reason for which you have this gap between the vision and what is actually happening grassroots has nothing to do with AI. This has
Yes,
to
I agree
do
with you.
with any type of
Yeah,
change
any type of
initiative that corporate management did. I mean, come on, we've heard it a million times. We need to be lean, we need to be proactive, we need to be whatever, we need to
have a value-driven PMO.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what's the issue there? The issue is change management. And that's maybe a different podcast, but the essential message is that people don't change because you tell them to change. Culture is something that you can observe. You can go into an organization. We do this all the time, right? You go into an organization and you observe and say, okay, I've observed the culture of this organization. How do we do that? We do that by observing the behavior that people have, right? So you say, okay, if this is the behavioral patterns that I see repeating themselves, I interpret that there is a certain culture. However, we both know that, and anybody who has kids out there knows, that you can talk about behavior or about culture as much as you like, it's not going to change, right? I want you to be more entrepreneurial. Oh, okay, yeah, sure, yes, sir. It's not going to change anything. So people don't change because you tell them to change behavior. Behavior changes because motivation changes. Motivators need to shift. At that point, behavior changes. You have behavior because you have motivations for a specific behavior. And motivation depends on needs. By the way, this is a circle. Culture feeds the needs. Yeah. So needs, motivators, behavior, culture, and it cycles around that way. So you can observe culture and you can observe behavior. You cannot observe motivators and you cannot observe needs. But you can act on needs and motivators. You can support somebody's needs. You can help them overcome some needs. You can help them develop certain motivation. That you can do. And then you can observe if the behavior changes. But leadership, if leadership comes to they write a manifesto. Boys and girls, you need to behave.
Well, they're not even that far. They've just communicated that they're open, and they're. It's funny enough. On an external towards the client, they seem to be more mature in their AI approach. Question mark. I haven't been able to take a look at it, but I'll take their word for it. And this is my observation on a grassroots level. Their employees are completely enthusiastic and motivated, but there's no structure. So between strategy and operations, okay, operations, they want to do stuff. They don't want to organize stuff. These people want to see stuff, but they don't want to organize stuff either. There needs to be that level in between that says, and we talked about we talked about this before we started the podcast. I tell you, one of the classic questions I often ask my guests is, "Thank you for sharing your philosophy. If I buy into your philosophy, who's doing it? How are they doing it? And when are they doing it?" That's kind of the nature of our project management in this, right?